You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm good. So what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Check Swing Podcast. I was trying to knock some stuff over. Hold on, I'm sorry.
What'd you knock over?
Just some things over here that I had on the desk that I was trying to situate myself. But yes, welcome back to the Check Swing Podcast with myself. Hold on, I'm sorry. Let me get this together. I'm sorry. Oh. There we go.
Live show. Gotta love it.
Live show. Gotta love it, Star. Gotta love it. Where is this? Is why you supposed to do everything. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Check Swing Podcast with myself. What? Let's try this one more game. Cut the music. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Check Swing Podcast with myself. And of course, with my man, Coach Santa, who's down in
Baltimore, having big fun.
I don't know why that was delayed like that and messed up the whole time. It just made everything look worse when this live show. But welcome back. We are back for yet another Wednesday night. It is 8 o'clock. Well, it's a little after 8 o'clock now because it took me forever to get situated. But we are here to bring you a show and some entertainment value, if you like. Of course, you know we got some things to talk about. And of course, if you want to call us, let me put that number up here real quick for you. If you want to call us, you can hit us up at 727-731-8267. Of course. And then, of course, if you want to hit our 24-hour text line, you can hit that text line anytime, any day, any night, whatever. You can hit us up at 484-606-6061. But like I said, we got a lot to get to. We got plenty to get to. And before we do that, of course, I gotta like to ask my folks how they've been. So Baltimore,
Baltimore! You are all scrambled.
Miguel.
Yes.
There you go. How you been, man?
I have been good. This was a pretty good week. If we can post the thing that I have up there. So this past weekend, the Visions 13U squad that I'm assisting with, we won our first game this week of the spring season against Owings of the Mills. They did really well. Beginning of the season, first time outside playing. Well, actually, like second or third time outdoors, but first time on a 90-foot field, even though we were on a 75-foot field. It was scheduling snafu with the fields. That it's whatever. We were down 13.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so they're new to 90-foot fields. Down 13-12 in the top of the seventh, and we came through with a 16-13 win, 15-13.
Nice.
So we gave them the day off on Sunday. Normally we practice on Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. But yeah, looking forward to working with these young men. Lot of potential there, so looking forward to it.
That's awesome, man. Good job, Coach. Congratulations on the first win with the new organization. I'm sure the old organizations are going to be missing you as you rack up these wins and put them on social media for all to see. And nudge, nudge.
I love how petty you are.
I don't know when my pettiness began. I don't know if it began when I was a kid or if it just happened as I got older. One of my best friends had confirmed for me that I'm petty, and I might have to ask him. And we've known each other since what's it called, playpen age. And I'll have to ask him, like, was I petty when I was younger too? Probably, because I'm that person. I guess I used to watch too much TV, and I like to. I'll explain it like this, and I don't know if you've ever watched this television show, but it used to be one of my favorite ones. My wife and kids, Damon Wayne.
Yeah.
So my favorite part of that show was Marlon Booker says, "Congratulations on the first win." My favorite part of the show was when the kids would do something, and instead of like Damon Wayans punishing them, he would have his Michael Kyle signature moment. That's me. That's I like to make things interesting. So that is me, and I guess that's probably petty him, and I guess I kind of adapted with that too.
My favorite sidebar. My favorite thing about that show was how he would always go off on tangents and be wrong. Like I always remember, I think they went to like on a trip to Las Vegas, and he met Wayne Newton at the front desk, and he's, oh man, I love that song you used to sing. If you really Wayne Newton, sing that song, Donkey Chains. He was like, excuse me. He's like, Donkey Chains. Like, baby, it's Donkey Chains. And I was like, what?
That was a good show. It got real stupid, but it was a good. That was a funny show. That was a good show.
Yeah.
They don't make them like that anymore.
They don't make sitcoms like they used to.
Not like they used to. They don't even shoot them the same anymore. So,
They don't even have theme song.
we are in. I hope I'm using this word correctly because I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. Put myself out there. We are on the precipice of the Phillies baseball season.
I'm so glad you said that right, because it could have gone south very quick.
Okay. All right. Well, I feel a lot more confident about myself internally now. We are on the precipice. We're on the precipice of the Phillies season, starting actually tomorrow in 20 hours, I believe. 20 hours from now, Philly season will be starting as Christopher Sanchez will be getting the ball as the opening day starter. Shout out to him. We got a few things to say about him. I don't want to call it strange, but it was a little surprising to me. I don't know if it's surprising to you, Miguel. I'm gonna let you, have your say. They signed him was a couple days ago, last week, to a 6-year extension. And I'm not surprised by it that like he doesn't deserve it. I'm just surprised by the timing of it and the fact that he was already under contract or whatever. Like it didn't have to happen now, but in my opinion, they probably just wanted to get in front of some things because if he has another great season like he did last year, eventually he's going to cause too much. But anyway, Miguel, I'm gonna let you have the floor and talk about this for a little bit. And anything else in the notes that you put. Miguel put a wonderful show together for us today.
I think with Christopher Sanchez, I was a little bit nervous about him because it was the same thing, same feeling I had like with Ranger Suarez, even though he's gone on to greener pastures up in Boston. But he's a pitcher that is durable, which is the big deal for me. You got to be a durable pitcher. And I think with Ranger, there were like fatigue issues. I think like last year was the most innings he threw, and they had to shut him down for like a week or two because he just felt tired, whatever. But I like the Christopher Sanchez signing. 6 years is a bit long for a pitcher of his experience. I'll say, like normally you give that to like like a Max Scherzer when he was in his prime or something like that. But 6 years is a bit long, but I mean he's gotten better every year. And he seems to be coachable. You saw what he did in the World Baseball Classic. He did good things there. So yeah, I'm sorry.
What he did in the World Baseball Classic. Could you elaborate on that a little bit for me?
He had I think he pitched 2 quality starts. The last one I don't think he only gave like 1 or 2 runs in like 4 or 5 innings. So he was pretty good. He seems to just be getting better.
Picking up where he left off.
I think what helped him last year was adding a third pitch. Because he added he added the circle change last year, and then he started using it, especially in the postseason. Because in the postseason, he was actually pretty good. him and Luzardo. It was unfortunately your boy Aaron Nola, who can't pitch in the postseason.
Oh, my boy.
I'm putting I'm putting him in the Embiid need to be traded camp. So
Embiid with 15 points in the first quarter tonight
yeah,
on his return. Shout out to
yeah,
him.
yeah. Sure.
Arlen Booker had a question for us. He said, "Do you feel confident in the Phillies season with them pretty much running it back with the same roster?" I know Miguel does.
I don't. Here's the thing. Defensively, they're better.
He's the way I feel about Joel Embiid.
Whatever.
They can do no wrong in his eyes.
So here's here's two things that I do like that I don't think they ran it back. They got Adolis Garcia, who's replacing Castellanos, who was, let's all say, for lack of a better word, was kind of a head case, that passive aggressive attitude that does not work in Philly. He's like where Castellanos was like a C minus in the outfield. Garcia is like a B plus, with an awesome arm and the potential for 30 to 40 home runs if he can get back to what he was a couple years ago. Because remember, he's already a world champion. He helped Texas, the Rangers, win their first World Series a couple years ago. And the other upgrade is Justin Crawford, who finally has been called up. He's made the 40-man roster. He's starting on opening day in center field. So your defense has already gotten faster. I'm still wishy-washy on Brad Marsh, not because um, he looks like a crackhead on meth at Lexington Market, but I'm just I don't know. I know he had a better average last year, but I know he also started struggling against hitting against left-handed pitching last year. So um Luzardo, I think, is a plus. You're gonna get Wheeler back at some point mid-season, and by all accounts, his rehab is going great. I think he's gonna have his first rehab start for 3 or 5 innings, like sometime at the end of this week. So you could probably have your full rotation back. I don't know what, mid-May, June, sometime.
Quite possibly April.
Maybe we'll see. Oh, and I forgot Andrew Painter, who's also had a big spring. I think his spring training, he had a 2.34 ERA. So he's going to be our number 5 starter who, if he can come back to form, because he's 2 years removed from the Tommy John surgery, um, looks like the person that we drafted out of high school a couple years ago. So I think there's some things that are promising. I don't know that they ran it back. I think they did in some areas. I think you had to run it back with like JT Realmuto because he's a durable catcher, and he's the one that can groom a Andrew Painter, a Sanchez, a Luzardo. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, we've said on this show that it was probably a very important for them to bring back JT because of Painter and the pitching staff. Um, but all that being said, Miguel, are it sounds like you're saying you are confident, but you also don't feel like they're running it back per se.
I think they ran it back with like Schwarber, um, but he had probably his best season as a Philly last year. Um, I think they're running it back with Alec Bohm, but I think he's on a short leash. Because they already started there was already talks of trying to trade him in the offseason. Right. So Trey Turner, he's your batting champion. So of course he's not going to go anywhere, but I still worry about his defense.
Darryl says the Phillies will win the World Series. Will also have a Cy Young pitcher.
All right. So just because he said that, that means That means two of our pitchers will go on the DL, and we will finish in third place. You can't call a World Series. You remember the last person that called something out? What happened? You remember when you called out? You said that I'm predicting on the show today that the Sixers will win the NBA championship, and what the hell happened?
I meant the Eagles. I meant the Eagles. I said
You
the Sixers win the championship. I didn't say the NBA championship. Of course, it had to be the NBA championship. I said Sixers, but I meant the Eagles.
right? I'll run the tape, and we'll replay it back. We'll do the dream sequence where it's in black and white.
We got a call coming in real quick. Let me go ahead and take this call. Give me 1 minute, caller. 1 moment. All right, caller, you're on the line. Last four numbers are 5577.
Yes, hello.
Yes, hello. You're on with the Check Swing Podcast. What you got?
I just wanted to say, I get that y'all are big Phillies fans, and I think that why keep Aaron Noda instead of Ranger Suarez? I mean, he can't stay active.
That's a good question. That's a good question. And here's the only answer I can really give you right now is Aaron Nola was re-signed to an extension, I want to say 2 years ago, the year before last. And unfortunately, because of that, they were not able to bring back Suarez at the price that it would have taken. So it was really a money thing in that situation. However, I do feel that if Nola and Suarez were up in the same season, I would like to believe the Phillies would have re-signed Suarez over Nola, especially since, like you said, he can't really last year was only a year he couldn't stay on the field, but he does have a tendency to kind of, as Miguel has noted on the show many times, fade towards the end of the season
Or choke in the playoffs.
or choking the playoffs. I guess I really don't remember. I don't remember. I'm taking your word for that. That's what I'm trying to say, Miguel. I don't remember
Okay.
his playoff performances. At the price that it would have taken. But yeah. So call. Is your name Frederick Caller?
No, Bryson.
Bryson. Okay, Bryson. I was looking at the call ID. Yeah, Bryson. So how do you feel about that? I mean, we are Phillies fans here. Are you a Phillies fan or are you a fan of another team?
I'm a fan of the Orioles.
The Orioles? Okay, I'm sorry to hear that, but all right. Well, Bryson, anything else for us, Bryson, before we let you go?
Nope, that's it.
All right. Well, thank you for calling, and make sure you tell your friends and your family and all your enemies about the Check Swing Podcast. All right, have them give us a call and comment in the
Okay,
comment section.
see ya.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you, young Bryson, Orioles fan. So let me answer that question about am I confident with them pretty much running it back? Of course, outside of what you said, Miguel, with Painter, Crawford, Garcia, they are, to me, in my mind, running it back. Like even in years where you run it back, you always don't come back with all the exact same people, but they're running back. They're core. You got Bryce. You got what's my second baseman? Stott. You got Trey. You got Bohm. You got JT. I feel like they've bolstered the bullpen. I feel like the
Definitely.
bullpen has gotten better. So my confidence comes more so with the bullpen this season because I feel like they got strong. Now, hopefully it doesn't turn out like last year because what was it, J.C. Romero or Jordan Romero, excuse me. Jordan Romero last year was coming in and it was supposed to be a big deal and just kind of plopped. I'll just put it that way. Kind of plopped in the bed. I just put it like that. But surprisingly enough, I do not have the confidence in the running it back Phillies because and it's probably one of them things I might have turned into one of those people in the offseason where I'm like I'm not a wake me up in October guy, but I'm almost on the point where I'm like, yeah, show me in October because Miguel, you've heard me say on this show many times. I start paying attention to the standings and stuff after the All-Star game and in August. Like that's when it really matters to me. We know 2 years ago the Phillies came out in a blaze of fire in the first half of the season. The second half of the season was just it. They were so good in the first half that the second half just felt horrible. And then last year they finished in first place, won the NL East. I think they'll have a tougher time doing it this year. I believe. Well, Profar is gone, but I believe Atlanta feel like they have something to prove. But I don't know if they're. I don't pay attention to Atlanta that much. And the Mets, the Mets signed. Remind me of his name. I just brain farted.
Bo Bichette.
Thank you, Bo Bichette, in which the Phillies were going after. And had the Phillies signed him, they probably would not have signed JT, because right after they lost out on Bo Bichette, JT got re-signed. So I feel like the Phillies were ready to move on from JT to sign that right-handed bat in Bo Bichette. But now we kind of got, is Adolis Garcia a right-hand? But he's a right-handed bat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got that. I'm interested to see where he'll be in the lineup. We'll find out tomorrow. But yeah, I don't have the confidence I would like to have. But Marlon, make sure you holler at us after the All-Star break, because my mind could be changed depending on how they look. But I'll still say don't matter till August. So there was another question from Marlon. I'm not sure what he's asking me on this one. Maybe you know.
Do you? I think what he's saying is, do you think Andrew Painter can fill
Suarez's
role?
So can I go first, Miguel?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel that early on, Painter will probably have some success. But I also know baseball, that when people have not seen you, and like baseball is probably one of the biggest sports about knowing your opponent. When his first few starts, I feel like Painter will probably dominated. But once the film is out on him and people kind of see some things on him, I feel like, maybe they'll catch up to him a little bit, and then we'll really see what he has, if he can, adjust to the adjustments that were made to him. And that's really going to define his career, because for all intents and purposes, the Phillies are planning to have this guy for the long haul, it seems like. I mean, they were not willing to trade him, and they did not trade him. How do you? And as far as filling Suarez's role, no, I don't. But I feel like he will establish his own role, if that makes sense. I feel like I don't feel like he's going to be the Suarez guy, but I think he'll carve his own path. Whereas Suarez kind of carved his own path while he was here.
Mm-hmm.
Painter's going to carve his own path. Miguel?
Yeah, I definitely think he's going to carve his own path. I think he has more upside, though, than Suarez, for the simple fact, like, he's almost, it's like 6 inches taller. He throws, in the hundreds, or, can potentially throw in the hundreds. He's gotten over the Tommy John surgery, so in some respects, medically, sometimes you can come back stronger after that. I think there's a potential for greater upside. I just hope that he's like a true pitcher. Like, the thing that impressed me about Christopher Sanchez, we got him from Tampa Bay many years ago, and he was clocked at like 100, 102 steadily, but he was wild. And he was giving up a lot of home runs. They actually told him to reduce his velo, and that actually helped with his location. And then once he added the changeup, now he could be in the talk for Cy Young.
He was in the talk last year.
He was in the talk for, and I think he may have been like 10th in the voting. Yeah, he was voted on for it a couple
last year.
Huh?
Am I way off on that? I thought he finished second. Or
he may have. I may be thinking of someone else, but I know he was voted for. I know he was in the talks for Cy Young.
Marlon had answered his own question. He said he's not confident because of the bats. That's where my hesitation comes
Yeah.
in, Marlon. Well, the biggest issue with the Phillies was hitting. That's what got them beat in the postseason, and they did nothing literally to fix that. I can't really argue with you there. The only thing I will say is what Miguel mentioned earlier is that they signed Adolis Garcia, taking the place of Nick Castellanos, where defensively it's better. I want to say offensively it might be a better bat as well. Nick Castellanos had potential with his bat. It just wasn't consistent enough
Mhm.
for his spot in the lineup. It just wasn't consistent enough. And hopefully Garcia can be consistent with his bat. Now, Miguel,
Sure.
I want to bring this up, and this is really just for people that are fans of the Phillies. So if you're not a fan of the Phillies, stick around. We got more coming. But this is something that's like an insider for Phillies fans. If you've never been to Citizens Bank Park, you really don't know anything about this, or you may not know anything about this. Um, Harry the K's. That's what it was called. Harry the K's, right?
Mhm.
Talk to me about that, please.
So it's a classic case of billionaires claiming that they're broke. So Harry the K's is a restaurant in the area, what in left field of Citizens Bank Park. Something similar to that happened actually here in Baltimore with Dempsey's, Rick Dempsey's. He was a so
Really?
they changed Dempsey's into a I can't remember the name of it, but they changed it basically to kind of a lounge where you can place bets.
Oh, like a
So
sport.
in Right. So in this off season, they've added like this monstrous center field scoreboard. Um, and because the football stadium, M&T Bank, and Camden Yards are kind of like on the same strip, they've added more, I guess, betting areas to the compound or whatnot.
Okay.
So a lot of teams in sports are doing that. They're upgrading their facilities and things like that. But for those that don't know, Harry Callis was the Phillies announcer for, I don't know, 40, 50 years. There's a statue of him, in front of Harry the Case, which is a restaurant. And I was reading a story that he was paid $1,000 a year plus a percentage of the restaurant uh, uh,
Revenue.
revenue.
Harry Callis
Harry
was.
Callis was. And his wife actually almost sued the Phillies because they either forgot to pay him or reneged on, paying him. So there was a little battle in the early 2010s. So what they did was they're keeping the statue, but they purchased naming rights for Harry the K. So the name Harry the K is leaving, and I can't remember the name of the company who purchased the naming rights. But Middleton, John Middleton, who's the owner of the Phillies, the majority owner of the Phillies, made this kind of statement. Um, so he said, if you want a $300 million payroll, you need about $600+ million of revenue. You're looking for money everywhere. By the way, if you go to Yankee Stadium, Dodger Stadium, advertising is all over the place. That's the cost of doing business. So it's one of those things where you're trying to generate revenue, but at what cost? Like there was another uproar of there was a clock out in center field. Um, the clock was some sort of relic to the original stadium that the Phillies were in, Connie Mack Stadium.
Okay.
So his response to that kind of makes sense. He's like, how many people even know about the clock? How many people know that the clock represents what
I
XYZ?
did not know that.
Right. So his thing was like, if I'm like 13, 14, 15, what am I going to look at a clock for when I have a phone? So he decided to get rid of the clock and replace it with some advertising. So the Phillies also did the advertising on the patches, stuff like that. So the owners are, looking for ways to generate extra revenue. So
Can I say something to Dave Middleton?
go for it.
Uh, David, may I call you David? Well, I'm gonna do it
Well, his
anyway.
name you can't call him David because his name is John.
David, let me tell you this, John, and I'm gonna assume I'm just gonna say Jonathan. Okay, look here, man. I don't believe you're from Philadelphia. I don't know that for sure, but my belief is that you're not from Philadelphia. Most owners are probably not from the areas of the teams that they own or the president of or whatever the case, however you want to look at it. Okay. There are, if I am not mistaken, plenty of places you could advertise in that stadium. I've been to that stadium a number of times. There are plenty of places to advertise. Now, I don't know if there are restrictions on advertisements or whatever like that. But see, Philadelphia, let me explain something to you, John David. Philadelphia is a place steeped in sports history. Okay. Um, Now, like I said, and Miguel just mentioned it earlier. No, I didn't know anything about the clock. I noticed the clock. I don't really look at the clock for the time, but I also always felt like the clock was a nice touch. Now that I know the clock has something to do with Connie Mack Stadium, it kind of means a little bit more to me. Philadelphians like their sports um, connected to their sports history. Okay. Here in Philadelphia, and I'm sure in all cities, but here in Philadelphia especially, sports history is passed down from generation to generation. Okay. I can't tell you how much knowledge I have of Wilt Chamberlain because my dad has told me so many things about Wilt Chamberlain. Okay. To the point that I will look up my own stuff sometime now just to see how amazing of a person Wilt Chamberlain was. Don't mess with the sports history. So fan base was ready to turn on the Philadelphia Eagles when Brian Dawkins was traded. Okay. Think about that. Fan base was not happy when Maurice Cheeks was traded, if I remember correctly. Fan base was not happy when Moses Malone was traded, probably because of what the trade was. But we have this thing of nostalgia in this city, in this hardworking city, that we like to be connected to the city's history. And when you take away that city, you take away Harry the K's, which okay, I understand you probably want somebody to sponsor, name it and pay you for it. But I feel like I think I saw this morning on the news. They have like I don't even know what it is. I think it's like a ghost energy drink or something. It's ghost something. I've seen it around. I've never had it myself. They have that advertising somewhere. That might have been what they replaced the clock with. Because I feel like it was like in center field or close to center field. I couldn't really tell when I was watching the news. Don't mess with our history. John David, Middleton. That's who I'm talking to. Don't mess with our history. Don't mess with our history because you feel like it's irrelevant. Okay? Don't do that because fans will not like you. And you probably don't care. You probably got plenty of money doing your job. You probably don't care. We'll get you up out of here. Look at me, John David. Look at me. Look at me. We will get you up out of here if we don't like you. And that's not a threat. It's not even a promise. It's a direct statement. You already messed with Bryce Harper. Some people were on your side, some people were not. But if you keep messing with our product, we will get you up out of here. We've run plenty of people about it out of Philadelphia. Norman Brayman, I feel like we ran him out of there. Harold Katz, I feel like we ran him up out of here. Rich Kotite, he kind of ran himself out of here, but we ran him out of here. Okay. Um, Pick some names. I don't know. Pick some names. We will run people up out of here, and we won't think twice about it. I feel like Ed Wade was run up out of here. Think about that. Phillies organization. That is my message to you, John Middleton, aka Dave. Don't mess with our nostalgia. Don't mess with our teams. Attending my TED talk.
So just a few things. Um,
Please don't fact check me. Please don't fact check me after that.
all right, I'll just clear one thing up.
Okay.
His middle name is not, his full name is John Stabus Middleton.
Well, I was just calling him David because I mistakenly called him David, and I just wanted to stick to the script.
I got you.
Stabus, I would have never in a million years thought that. Oh, it's another one, good one, Marlon. Chip Kelly got ran out of town.
Oh,
Chip ran a whole lot of our good players up out of town.
Yeah, he almost sabotaged
Everything.
the Eagles single-handedly.
But here's what I will say. Thank you, Chip Kelly, because if I think that if it wasn't for you, we would not have won that Super Bowl in 2017.
What?
No, you were not the coach. But I feel like we had to rebuild, and you gave us that opportunity to rebuild. Now, I also feel like maybe if Andy Reid, maybe if Andy Reid was on the Eagles during that Michael Vick, Jeremy Maclin, Deshaun Jackson, LaShawn McCoy during that era, we might have got something out of there. We kind of lost that one playoff game to the Packers that year. And the Packers ended up winning the Super Bowl, so can't get too mad. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about today. But anyway, so I don't even know where we are. Where are we? You tell me where we are. I'm gonna follow your lead. My TED talk.
Video break.
Video break. Okay, so what am I just going in the order you have here?
Sure.
Okay, I'm just saying the title and popping the video in.
Yeah, so the first one is named Accidental Shot. A player, Kaminga from the Hawks, was going for an alley-oop, and he got more than he bargained for. In a good way, though.
Kaminga, long pass. They may have a shot. They threw it in. Goodness. It goes in for Jonathan Kaminga. Now, one of the referees here is holding up his hand and saying that may not count, but
why?
I don't know why.
I don't think he touched it.
Well, Jonathan Kaminga, full court, what looked like a pass on this attempt. I just looked down at the play-by-play. There's no way it's 48 feet. It's a lot more than that. Wow. Kaminga couldn't believe he did it.
Yeah. Does he get his own? Because he tried to pass it. So does he get an assist and a bucket on the same play?
He just gets a bucket.
Okay.
The ball clears the net with 1.4 on the game clock.
Wow. Wow. Good. Very lucky. But you know what's funny? When I'm watching that video, right?
Mm.
And it's almost like he did it on purpose. Because he threw it. He didn't continue running down court. He stopped running like he knew it was going in or something.
Well, it looked like it was at the end of the quarter. So that's when he said it was like 1.4 seconds left on the clock.
Gotcha. So there wasn't no point in running. I got you.
Right.
That was cool. Are we headed to the next one? The Great Tag?
The Great Tag, self-explanatory.
Native of Macon, runner in motion, pitches outside. Lackey's throw is high, tag laid down. Oh, on the leap, Bichetti got him.
Play by Lackey and Bichetti. Didn't think he had a chance. He had a great.
Oh, it would have been top of the helmet.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's like a dream of a second baseman. I know that was a short. What was that shortstop? It was right hand. It was my
Second base. It was second baseman.
That's like the dream of a second baseman right there. To make that kind of tag, to be able to jump up and just just make a cool tag that's like not traditional.
Yeah.
At least Maybe I don't know about all y'all other second basemen, but for me, because second basemen don't get the credit shortstops get because we're not
Right.
short. So we're shortstops when the left hand batter's up, though. I just put it like that.
There you go.
I can justify it. All right, so now we're fire them all. This
Yeah.
one's titled "Fire Them All."
So this is just a basketball coach frustrated.
Gotcha.
Coach, 16 paint points for Utah State. How do you keep them out?
I'm going to fire my staff because we've
Not now.
Yeah, I am, because we've given up 8 points on underneath out of bounds defense. So the only thing I'm going to do is fire them and get a new staff.
All right, go do that now. Bye, Coach. Kevin.
So that's funny, right? I mean, I'm sure he's being facetious. Maybe. I mean, it's just college basketball, right? He might have
Maybe.
half out at halftime. I don't know if I would. No, probably knowing me, I probably would have said it. But her saying, "Don't do that now." I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I probably, as a coach, I probably been pissed if she said that to me at that moment. Like, don't tell me what to do.
Right.
Right now.
Right.
Pissed right now. Okay. All right, so we got some more videos to get to later, so make sure you stick around, of course. If you have any thoughts or comments on what we're doing here, hit us up 727-731-8267. Make sure you follow New Source Radio and the Check Swing Podcast on IG. You can see the addresses down the bottom of the screen, scrolling across. And of course, you can hit us up on our 24-hour text line at 484-606-6061. And that's our 24-hour text line. So you can hit that anytime, any place. I'm trying to pull it up now to see if we have. Oh, there we go. Nope, we don't have any messages on there, but we did have a caller come in earlier. NBA, Miguel. NBA owners approve exploring expansion bids for teams in Vegas and Seattle. Now I know Vegas is one that they've been wanting to accomplish for quite some time now. They've had all-star games in Vegas. They do the not the Olympics, but the Olympic whatever they call it. I'll just say preseason. They
Don't
do
they
that
run the summer? Don't they run like the summer leagues there
one of
down there for the
the
rookies?
one of the summer league, probably the biggest summer league, is run in Vegas. So yeah, they've been trying to make that happen for a while. And Seattle, like they've been talking about bringing the team back to Seattle for a while too, because the Seattle, who was it? The Oklahoma City Thunder are the former Seattle Supersonics, and they would talk about how Seattle was like such a great basketball city, and then they just kind of got their team just snatched right from under them. I'll be honest with you. Seattle was cool back in the day. Like it'd probably be weird to see a Seattle Supersonics team like without Sean Kemp and like Gary Payton and like it'll probably be weird. Like they'll probably change up the look and stuff. Like it'll probably be weird. Like they might have to start off with the old look just to
Yeah.
bring us in, just to ease us into it. I don't know.
I
But
mean, yeah.
go ahead.
No. Vegas was kind of like a done deal from the beginning, especially once they got the hockey team there and the athletics are there. Well, I do like the fact that when Seattle went to Oklahoma City, that they didn't take the name with them. They did a whole new thing, and I'm hoping that the Athletics do the same thing. Because when I think athletics, I either think of Oakland or I think of Philadelphia. So it's like, and I I like the fact that like when the Browns left Cleveland, that when they were given a new expansion team, that they kept them the Browns. So I hope they do the same thing in Seattle. But with as far as Vegas, it's just
Like you feel like you hope they if Seattle, you're hoping it's the Supersonics.
yeah.
Yeah, me too. I don't want to see Seattle soldiers or I don't know what they might call them, but yeah. keep in Vegas. Well, I don't know what the team for Vegas. I mean, they have a WNBA franchise in Vegas who's they've won what 3 or 4 championships since being in Vegas. One of the best teams in the WNBA. So they're looking to bring that NBA flavor to Vegas. And hey, maybe James Harden will be able to play for Vegas, and he won't have to go far to do the things that he likes to do. You know?
Hello.
I mean, it'd be here. But here's the one thing I don't like, and they got to do it, but I don't like about when you have expansion teams. When you have expansion teams, you have expansion drafts, and you are able to protect as an NBA franchise. You're able to protect a certain amount number of players from your team, whether it be 8 or 10 or whatever. I forgot what the number is. Then guys that are not protected could be snatched up from your team. Now, when I'm looking at the Sixers, I mean, Max is going to be protected. BJ Edgecombe, Embiid. Let's just say the draft was happening. Let's just say that they were expanding next year. Um, Paul George, all those guys. Paul George might be protected. I don't know. There might be some contract stuff there. He might be protected. I'm not confident that they would protect Paul George. But there's always like a lot of times there's somebody that from your team that you like that they're just going to be snatched up from your team. Not even a trade or anything. They're just going to get snatched up. That's the only thing I don't like. And I remember when the Raptors and the Grizzlies came, and I remember that expansion draft. It was there were I thought they had a lot of good players on those teams, but obviously they were just players that I knew who they were, and they stunk like they were supposed to. I think Rick Mahorn was on the Raptors, or he got picked up by the Raptors. I'm not mistaken. Somebody look that up for me. If Rick Mahorn would was one of the people picked up by the Raptors. Marlon said he wouldn't protect Paul George. I probably wouldn't protect him either. He's a max contract guy. So the expansion team may not pick up a max contract, but they would have an opportunity to have a superstar and sell some tickets. So that's a business decision there. Marlon also asked, any news on the Philadelphia new WNBA franchise? I personally haven't heard anything new since they made the announcement. I'm kind of excited about it because, like I've said in the past, and I've told people, man, women's basketball has really come up. It's really come up. The only thing that they don't have consistently that the men's game does have is above the rim play. You have some players that can dunk, but you don't have the consistent above the rim play. You don't really see the alley oops and back down and yak on somebody. You don't really see that.
You know what though?
A lot of handle. You see the handle. You see the jumpers.
Yeah.
You see people getting turned around. Man, it's an exciting game. Go ahead, Miguel. I'm sorry.
I don't know that the WNBA necessarily needs that. I think you need, and I've said this before. It's the same thing you need in wrestling. It's the same thing you need in basketball and football and whatever. You need to have rivals, and I think the two rivals, the white basketball player and the black basketball, I always forget their names.
Angel Reese and what is her name? Go on. She's like the most popular player in the league,
right? Well, so
Caitlin Clark.
There you go. So you have to have, because I think that's what brought basketball, NBA anyway, popularity in the 70s and the 80s when you had Magic versus Bird, Dr.
Yes.
J versus, you know what I mean? Like you got to have those rivals. And I think that's what the WNBA was missing all this time because everybody was trying to be, watch us, we're doing good. It's like, no, like I'm going to slap this so-and-so. You know, like you got to have that rival, you know?
So I feel you and I understand what you're saying. And I feel like the casual fan definitely needs that.
Mm-hmm.
The basketball fan, and especially the women's basketball fans, I don't think they need the rivalry. They just love to see the sport. But if you want to bring in the casual fan, a rivalry is I think a really good way. It's a good call by you. A really good way to boost your league and boost your product.
Mhm.
Larry Bird, and I mean, when you think back about it, man, it's like, did they set that up that way? Larry Bird, Magic Johnson playing in the finals in the NCAA finals, and then they're on different coasts.
Right.
Different coasts. Larry Bird ends up in Boston of all places.
Mm-hmm.
Magic
Right.
ends up in LA, Showtime Lakers.
There was an NBA draft in the 80s that was controversial. And I don't remember if it was the same draft, but remember it was I think it was the Patrick Ewing draft because the league was upset that one of the biggest markets, New York, didn't have nobody at that time. So that's why allegedly, when they're doing the lottery or whatever they were doing, they picked the name and there was allegedly like 5 Patrick Ewings in there. So he went to New York.
Yeah, that was controversial. I know what you're talking about. There was some
Right.
controversy.
And then I don't know if it was the same draft. It may have been either prior to that draft or later. Then it was the Jordan draft where I think he was picked like what, 12th or 13th?
Jordan was picked 3rd. Yeah, it was
Was
Sam
he
Bowie.
picked third?
I think it was Sam Bowie, or it was Hakeem Olajuwon, Sam Bowie.
Hakeem the Dream.
Mike Jones was the 3rd pick in that draft.
Because then he went to Chicago. Yeah, so it almost seemed like they were purposely having stars in like the money cities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
And that's probably accurate. I mean,
Right.
we're watching reality TV. A couple of things I'm gonna get to. I know we're running short on time. Bryson hit up the 24-hour text line. Shout out to Bryson. He said his question is: do you think the Philly season is going to? How do you think the Philly season is going to go? And what record do you think? And what is your prediction for March Madness? So, my prediction for March Madness is I'm not capable of picking Duke this early. I'm just not capable of doing that. I'm a Carolina fan, and Carolina is out. I did predict Carolina to be out in the first weekend. So I'm gonna go with, and I don't even know who's back in it because I wasn't dialed in as much as I usually am. But I'm just gonna shoot in the dark, and I'm just gonna say Arizona. I'm just gonna shoot in the dark and say Arizona. Arizona in that. And actually, Bryson, what Miguel and I do with the football season, we go through week to week and pick, the winners. Week 1, are they going to win like that? So actually, what we're going to do in a couple minutes is go through each game of the Philly season and pick a winner in every single game. Yeah, you sound like you look like you ready to do it too. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. I'll tell you that I think they'll win 87 games. I'll tell you that. I think they'll win 87 games. What about you, Miguel?
I'll take the over. I'll say 92,
92.
91. But I think it's going to be if they do get to 90, 95 wins, that will tell me that the bullpen's in good shape, that we're hitting consistently, and we don't have a lot of injuries. That's what a 90, 95 win team will tell me.
Yes. I mean, 90, 95 win team definitely is strong in all those places. And I'm just not there yet with our bats. And it seems crazy to say because we got quite the line, the name on paper, we got quite the lineup, but I'm just not there with our bats. Like I've been fooled the last few years by y'all.
Mhm.
Actually, I haven't been fooled, but I've had to watch.
Right.
Real
Real quick, just to answer Marlon's question about the WNBA team. So Philadelphia is awarded a team, then they're set to begin to play in 2030. That's the launch date. They will play at wherever the Sixers play. The team name has not been announced yet, although suggestions have been the Foxes, the Bells, or the Liberty Bells.
Bells. I'll take the Bells. Out of those three, give me the Bell. Don't give me the Liberty Bell. There was a team.
There was a team called the Liberty.
No. There was a team in Philly. Remember there at one point there were two women's leagues playing at the same time. There was the WNBA and there was the I forgot what it was called, NBL or something. I forgot what it was called, but Philly had a team in that and they played at the Palestra. And I feel like they were called the I don't remember what they were called, to be honest with you. And I think Dawn Staley was on that team when they first created that team before she ended up going to the Charlotte Sting of the WNBA. What were they? The Philadelphia. I feel like I want to say Bells or they weren't. They were not the Liberty. I can't Fury. I can't remember, but I'm gonna have to look that up because some people don't remember that there was another women's league at the same time when the WNBA started.
The Philadelphia Rage.
The Red that might have been it. What was? Does it say what league it was?
It said the ABL.
ABL. That I believe that's what in like the late '90s.
97, 98. They were the Philadelphia Rage.
Yep, that's what
one of 8 original franchises in the ABL.
Yep, there it is. There it is. See, Miguel's that dude, man. Real quick, we're gonna go to a couple videos, but before we do that, do you want to talk about this signing of the Eagles?
Yeah. Of course, it's to placate AJ Brown. But the Eagles signed a wide receiver on Tuesday who just happens to be AJ Brown's closest, dearest, best good friend in the world, Mr. Elijah Moore, who happened to be a teammate at Mississippi and a roommate in Oxford. He signed a 1-year deal to reunite with Brown. So initial reports are the move is more of a way to ease Brown's frustrations, which could possibly impact future trade value for him. So,
all right. So let me just say this. I know what the thought is on this, and I'm just going to play. I'm going to play that game. Okay. The thought on this is you bring in one of his best friends, and maybe he'll be happier. If you remember, Miguel, and I know you do, when he first came to Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts was one of his best friends. And according to reports, that has gone sour to some degree. Elijah Moore is a wide receiver, just like A.J. Brown. They just signed Hollywood Brown. They have a couple guys they have a couple receivers in there already that I guess they're going to have to make some decisions with. Is Elijah Moore going to make the team? Because if he doesn't make the team, what's the point? I mean, I guess he's going to have his opportunity to make the team, but if he does not make the team, and I don't know Elijah Moore, I don't know anything about him. I have to look him up. I didn't even know the signing happened. Miguel was on top of that. Is this a is this one of the are they patronizing him? Patronize? I'm trying to think.
it could be. I still think deep down inside of me, I still think that AJ Brown is messing with the media. You know, unless the mental issues are that deep and that real, which could also be a thing. But I really think that deep down inside, he's just messing with, because just how he says certain things that he like he literally says and does things that he knows that the Philly media, not Philly fans, the Philly media will take and turn it into a molehill. You know what I mean? Like, who wouldn't as a reporter? Oh my God. He says that he was frustrated by the offense. So that means he must hate Jalen Hurts and he must hate, Patullo and stuff like that. So, and reporters nowadays they have the caveat of using my sources, but they don't actually need to prove that they have sources nowadays. So they literally could be writing stories and making everything up completely out of their behind.
True.
So.
That could happen. That could be happening. All right. All right, we're going to these videos. Duck, damn it. Is that what we're going to?
Yeah, so this is for my players that may be watching the show now. I always tell, especially with my catchers, my catcher aim for the pitcher's head. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So the pitcher has a responsibility, correct?
Responsibility is to catch the ball.
No, so I'm sorry. Right. He's throwing to second base, and I tell my catchers, aim at the pitcher's head. The pitcher's responsibility is
out the way.
All right, let's hit it.
Yeah. Jack boys too. Come up out that wax. Come up out that bracelet.
Here it comes, Miguel.
You big dummy.
Yeah.
Why did he turn around?
Right. Yeah. In baseball, if you know there's a runner on and he's running, the pitcher's job is to duck.
Get out of the way. Don't
get out. Get out the freaking way.
All right, this next video is
so these next two are kind of similar. There's something that's so artistic and so beautiful about accidents that are played with music.
Why was she standing there?
She was doing somersaults.
Yeah, why there?
Because she's a child.
You big dummy.
I don't.
Now this next one, again with music, this one's just by happenstance. It's not the kid's fault at all.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself,
crazy because I saw that one earlier this week, and it's the part that gets me is
the trees are green.
It's not even the music. It's the part where I'm looking at his after he gets hit and his foot is trying to find the ground.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's just you can forget it. It's done. It's done. Oh man. I'm getting text messages that the Sixers are cooking.
Surely.
Okay, so this next one is called Watch Your Jaw.
Plain and simple.
It's going.
Parkour.
I knew that was coming, boy. Oh my God. I feel bad for that little girl. This one's for you, lady. Little girl. Rest in peace to that chin.
So speaking of disappointing things, this is probably the worst thing that could ever happen in a doubleheader. When your closer comes in a tie game, in both games. Let's see how he does.
So it's going to work in on righties and lefties, but he likes to live away.
And this is driven deep out to left.
LaFleur going back at the wall. It is over. Travella ends it. One batter into the 12th. The Panthers walk it off. Reyes to deep right. Oh my goodness. Grand slam. Ball game. Are you serious, Luca Reyes? His second homer of the day. 8 RBIs. And FIU has walked it off on Holy Cross again.
I kind of hope he has a good woman in his life for his sake. I hope he has a good woman because if he has a woman in his life and she's not good, she's not in his life anymore. And if she is a good woman, she helped ease that pain that he is experiencing. Okay, so now we have video game glitches. Are you stumping me today, by the way?
Yes, right after this. Yes.
All right, we have video game glitches. Here we go. Oh,
So these two are from the show. So hopefully they will fix these glitches after we show these.
Runner at first base, get out of this.
High fly ball out to left field. Laureano trying to get there. And he makes the catch. Runner tags at second. And he's safe at third on a risky play as he moves up with 2 gone now. Here's
What the?
So Miguel, you know we've had glitches in our games that we've played against each other. Most of the time, they favor you.
I think he's upset because lifetime. I think I'm 112-7 against him.
I mean, you should be when you have Murderers Row, and I got the Yaden Little League All Stars.
Dude, I can't help it if I know how to recruit, if I know how to make trades, if I know how to sell product. It's the nature of the business. All you got to do is play the 3-inning games. You don't even have to play 9-inning games. Play the 3 innings, the mini games, the showdowns, all the things. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying, but I just don't like playing that stuff. I just like playing against people.
I know, but
I do play against the computer. I do put it all the way up, but I like playing against people because I don't know. It's just computer's kind of predictable sometimes.
it's supposed to be to get the people that you want to play the unpredictable people. It's a strategery.
Well, when and if and when I get the new game, I will take your strategy.
Got it.
Ardot says Miguel gets a card every day and twice on Sunday.
I sense a lot of judgment.
Well,
don't hate the player, hate the game.
He actually, for some reason, like I believe what he's saying, because he actually gets an alert for whatever reason. He gets an alert when you get a new card or something like that.
Oh, when I get a new
he gets an alert. So I don't know why. He doesn't even know why. He gets an alert when you get like something new.
He probably had it in his original settings and was just like, all right, I want whatever. And then it's been the same settings for like 5 years.
So we have another glitch here.
Yeah.
Just vibing on a Monday, playing some baseball.
Air out to center
you know?
field. Merrill.
What the fuck was that? We're just looking at it? What the fuck? What the fuck? We're just looking at the ball. What the actual fuck? You look at them. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so fucking pretty. Dog. This game, bro.
So you and I both know that what's supposed to happen is when you float into that circle, it's supposed to lock, and it didn't lock.
It just got caught stuck in the animation. He kept walking.
Right.
We got one last video for you. And Miguel is going to. Or how many videos we got?
So I can do one more. I wanted to show the one fight night one, and then the other one was another one that's really funny that you would get a kick out of. But you let me know. Should I play both?
Sure, why not?
Okay. So let's do. I'll do one more video game one. So this is a throwback. There isn't a glitch. It was just I can't believe how violent this game was, and my first thought was, where the hell's the referee? So this is a game that you and I used to play called Fight Night.
Damn towel.
Throw it together in a damn towel.
All right, here we go.
Bone Crusher V2.
Oh my god. Us.
Yeah, that was a violent game. But boxing is a violent sport. It's a violent activity.
Yeah.
Gotta get the true essence.
Right. So this isn't this was after a sporting event, but if there's ever anybody that you have to get into a fight with, I would never want this guy on my side. And you'll see why.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I would never want that guy on my side if I'm in a fight. I don't know. I don't know who. I barely know who he was trying to fight, but I know he can't throw.
How about that?
I know he can't. And yeah, if that's your homie, and y'all get in a fight, I mean, well, you're in a fight, and don't expect any help.
None.
If that's your homie. Don't expect any help. I mean, homeboy was beating him down with a wood chair like it was like it was WrestleMania, and my man wasn't even in the frame. Come on, man.
I lost it when he missed 6 times, and then the guy ran after. He just bolted.
Bolted. All right, let me turn off the chat. I've turned off the phones. It's time for me to stump me. Of course, he getting all fancy with it now. Got the graphic on an angle because he's mad because I got the last few by accident.
By accident.
Cy Young Award winner, one-time All-Star. How you a Cy Young Award winner, but you're only a one-time All-Star? How does that happen? Okay, Cy Young Award winner, one-time All-Star, 2016 World Series winner, and a silver. Oh, here you go with this. Here you go with this. The dog pitcher that wins a Silver Slugger Award.
You don't like pitchers that can hit?
First of all, I couldn't name not one Silver Slugger. I just can't. I feel like baseball awards are like so like non-dramatic. Like with football, they have the award show. With basketball, there's like this big like vote, and they have award show. With baseball, it's like they just kind of name it. They kind of say it on ESPN on the ticker. Like you don't even get like a big you just on the ticker. Oh, by the way, such and such won the Cy Young. Such and such won the AL MVP. Like, Oh my goodness. All right, so here we go. So it looks like they had three different uniforms for the same team for the first three teams, right?
Yes.
Is that the Orioles or the Astros?
Orioles.
And then you got the Cubs,
Mm-hmm.
Phillies,
Mm-hmm.
the Pirates.
Padres. Close.
That's the Padres?
That's the Padres. That's actually brown, not black.
Oh, okay.
That's a Dookie Brown.
Orioles, Cubs. Give me the time frame of the career. Man, you're supposed to have that on deck. You know that's the first question I ask.
Mid 2000s to late 2010s.
When did he play for the Phillies?
2018 to 2020.
He's a starter.
Yep.
I feel like did he win the World Series with the Cubs?
He did.
Yeah, because none of them other teams won the World Series recently, so it had to be the Cubs, right?
Process of elimination.
Orioles. I mean, you said Orioles or Astros? I'm sorry.
Orioles.
Orioles, Cubs, Phillies, Padres. Orioles, Cubs, Phillies, Padres. Is this player Japanese?
No.
Good, because I wouldn't have known who to say. Trying to think. What years you said Phillies? 18?
It was like 18 through 20.
And those were the years that they were just terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
And those years are very vague to me. Very vague. I'm just trying to think of who. Without naming this player, can you name some of the guys that were on the team, on that Phillies team, on the Phillies team he was on? There's like two or three. Maybe even another pitcher.
Cameron Rupp.
Cameron Rupp. Oh.
Delman Young. No, I'll be fair to you. Let me go to
out in those years.
Let's do.
And there's chat. I'm not clicking in the chat. I'm not going to look in the chat. And plus, I don't know if you just went ahead and looked it up.
Let me see. I'm trying to look at the roster from the 3 years that. Okay. Let's see. Let me give you. Let's see. Oh, we had Jorge Alfaro.
See that this team is like not all to me.
We had your boy Odubel Herrera.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
Carlos Santana, Cesar Hernandez.
I was afraid of that. This team is not. We went to a couple games, or at least one game during those years.
Yeah, Vinny Velasquez.
I do not remember the pictures from those years at all.
We had Vinny Velasquez, Zach Eflin, Aaron Nola, Nick Pivetta, and this pitcher.
Nick Pivetta, Aaron Velasquez, Aaron Nola. Damn, Aaron Nola been around that long?
Mm-hmm.
I do not. Was this the fifth starter?
No.
Was he the first starter?
Sure.
Oh man, was he the ace? No, Nola was the ace, right?
Not yet. Not at that point. I would say he was an ace in the beginning.
And I think I'm going to be mad when you reveal it. Because it's going to be like, oh yeah, I remember him, but there's no way I'm going to think of it. Like I'm not even going to get this one by accident. I can't even get a name. Like I can't even think of a name. I think because those years, I wasn't working at Sportsnet. Those years I was working overnights, so I missed a lot of those games. Nah, you got me on this one.
All right.
All-star. Who was your all-star with?
Chicago.
And that's who they won the World Series with.
Correct.
Because we got somebody from Chicago. Like, oh, that's good. That's a good pickup. He played for Boston at one point. I won't say Matt Pryor. We never had Matt Pryor, did we?
Nope.
Matt Pryor wasn't on that team that won the World Series, I don't think. I'm trying to think who was on that team that won the World Series in Chicago. I got a homie that was. I want to phone a friend bad because I know somebody that would be able to tell me. But you got me. Go ahead. Who was it?
It was Jake Arrieta.
Oh, I forgot about him. Jeez. Yeah, there was no way I was going to think of that. I forgot Jake Arrieta played for the Phillies. I forgot Jake Arrieta existed.
Yeah, he was our ace right before we got Zach Wheeler.
Yep, he sure was.
And then, but he kept getting progressively worse. So he never really lived up to expectations, especially here in Philly.
Yeah, those years are vague. I remember Jake Arrieta playing for the Phillies. Those years are vague. I mean, like I said, I was working overnight, so I was asleep a lot of those times or on my way to work when the Phillies were playing. So that was a good choice by you. Good choice by you. Got me.
Fantastic.
Streak is over. What, I was 3 in a row?
Something like that.
Yep, somebody said Jake Arrieta in the chat.
Did they? Who was it?
R. Dot.
Man, if we played for money, he would win a lot, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he'd have been on top of it. He'd been on point. I didn't get that one, but I did get. Who did I get? Andy Van Slyke a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. But nowhere near
third last week.
Nowhere near the confidence that you said it with and the vigor that you said it with on tonight.
Nowhere near. It was more of a mention. Like, yeah, Andy Van Slyke. That's all I remember. Oh, Andy Van Slyke. Okay. So look, you got any last words, Miguel?
I do not. Just be safe and continue to love and support one another and stop judging.
All right. I second that because I ain't got nothing to say. So we're going to get up out of here. We appreciate y'all hanging with us once again here on the Check Swing Podcast. Appreciate everybody that chimed in on the chat and the text line and on the phone. Make sure you invite some of your friends next week so we can really have some fun with it. We're going to talk about, we did say what we thought the Phillies were going to do. And we'll talk to y'all next week when we are a week into the Philly season. And, hopefully, like what they was a few years back when they swept the Braves in the beginning of the season. Hopefully people ain't going to call the radio station talking about, yeah, they're going to win the World Series. They're great. Relax, people. And if they lose all 3 games, it ain't the end of the world either. It's baseball. You guys are very used to football right now and basketball, but football more so because football is like a sprint. Baseball is a marathon. Miguel has to remind me of that often, so I'm going to remind you now. Okay? With all that being said, again, gotta put this in there. His last word: wise words from a decent man. Never trust a fart. Actually, what the statement is: never trust a fart when you're sick.
How about that?
That's what the actual statement is. But look, we're going to get up out of here for the third time. We appreciate y'all hanging with us here on the Check Swing Podcast with myself and, of course, my man Miguel, who's down in
Baltimore, having big fun.
We will talk to you next week when we're a week into the baseball season. Peace out.
Until we meet again.